What if I told you that one of Africa's youngest leaders just pulled off one of the biggest oil deals in the continent's history? Yes, Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré has just signed a staggering $75 billion crude oil agreement with India. This isn't just a deal, it's a turning point that could change Africa's future forever. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will blow your mind. Burkina Faso, a small landlocked country in West Africa, has often been overlooked on the global stage. For decades, its people have struggled under poverty, political instability, and the shadow of neo-colonial influence. But now, with President Ibrahim Traoré, the 36-year-old military leader who rose to power with a vision of sovereignty and independence, Burkina Faso is writing a new chapter. In a groundbreaking move, Traoré has secured a $75 billion crude oil partnership with India. This is not just about oil. It's about breaking free from dependency, strengthening South-South cooperation, and proving that Africa can negotiate on equal footing with global powers. To understand the weight of this deal, we first need to know the man behind it. Ibrahim Traoré came to power in September 2022 after a military-led transition. At just 34 years old at the time, he became the youngest head of state in the world. His message has always been simple but powerful. Burkina Faso must be free, independent, and self-reliant. Unlike many African leaders who lean heavily on Western powers, Traoré has turned to new alliances: Russia, China, India, and regional African partners. His philosophy is about creating a united Africa that trades with friends who respect sovereignty, not exploit it. And this $75 billion oil deal is the boldest example yet. So what exactly is in this $75 billion agreement with India? India, the world's third-largest consumer of oil, is always searching for stable supply lines. Burkina Faso, though landlocked, sits on untapped crude oil reserves that have recently been explored. Under the agreement, India will invest in oil exploration, drilling technology, infrastructure, and refining capacity inside Burkina Faso. In return, India secures long-term crude supply contracts, ensuring stable energy for its growing economy. This deal isn't just numbers on paper. It comes with job creation. Tens of thousands of Burkinabe will find work in exploration, construction, and refining. Infrastructure, new pipelines, roads, and storage facilities will modernize the country. Revenue, the government of Burkina Faso will see billions in tax, royalties, and export earnings. For a country whose GDP is just around $20 billion, a $75 billion oil deal is absolutely transformative. Many people ask, why would Traoré partner with India and not the West? The answer is clear. India has a track record of respecting African sovereignty more than traditional colonial powers. India itself was once colonized, so it understands the struggles of countries breaking free. Unlike some Western contracts that come with hidden strings, India tends to focus on mutual benefit. By choosing India, Traoré is sending a strong signal. Burkina Faso will not be dictated to. We choose our own partners. This marks a new wave of South-South cooperation, where developing nations trade directly with each other, instead of always relying on the West. Now let's dive deeper. What does this mean for Burkina Faso itself? Massive economic growth. With oil exports, Burkina Faso could see its GDP double or even triple within a decade. Oil revenue could finally fund healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Energy independence. Right now, Burkina Faso imports most of its fuel. With domestic refining, the country could supply its own people, cutting costs and boosting local industries. Stronger regional role. Burkina Faso could become an energy hub for West Africa. Neighboring countries like Mali and Niger could benefit from shared energy projects. Reduced Western dependency. For too long, France controlled much of West Africa's resources through opaque deals. With this agreement, Burkina Faso is proving it can step outside the old colonial system. Of course, such a massive deal doesn't come without risks. Political pushback. Western powers who traditionally dominated African oil markets may not be happy with this move. Security concerns. Oil wealth can sometimes attract corruption, insurgency, or instability if not managed properly. Infrastructure delays. Building pipelines and refineries in a landlocked country is no small task. But Traoré seems aware of these risks. His government has pledged full transparency, and says that the oil wealth will be invested directly into the people, not into the pockets of corrupt elites. This deal is not just about Burkina Faso and India. It's about Africa's future. For decades, Africa has been the world's richest continent in resources, but the poorest in development. Why? Because resources were taken out cheaply by outsiders. Now, leaders like Ibrahim Traoré are rewriting the rules. They are demanding fair deals, sovereignty, and long-term benefits. If successful, this oil deal could inspire other African nations to partner with countries like India, China, or even among themselves. Negotiate fair contracts where Africans set the terms. Build regional energy and trade blocs that strengthen independence. This could mark the end of neocolonialism and the beginning of an Africa that stands tall on the world stage. At the heart of this story is Ibrahim Traoré's vision. He often speaks about Pan-Africanism, unity among African nations, sovereignty, no more foreign control, youth empowerment, Africa's young population leading the future. This oil deal is a real-world demonstration of those ideas. It shows that Africa's resources belong to Africans. Young leaders can negotiate global agreements. Burkina Faso, though small, can play a giant role in reshaping Africa's destiny. So let's recap. Ibrahim Traoré has just sealed a $75 billion crude oil deal with India. This partnership promises jobs, infrastructure, and long-term growth for Burkina Faso. It signals the rise of a new Africa, one that chooses its partners wisely, demands respect, and charts its own course. This is not just a story about oil. It's about hope, courage, and the rebirth of African independence. Backhand index pointing right. If you believe Africa deserves leaders who put their people first, then share this video. Let the world know that change is happening, and it's starting in Burkina Faso.